on the Nuggets' 4-game trip out east. That's Spencer Dinwiddie, who is taking advantage of the opportunity Kyrie Irving's injury has provided, and then some. He had 24 and 8 assists, getting it done again today.
Yeah, going at his hometown team.
That's right. Colorado guy, Nikola Jokic for 3, coming off a season high in terms of scoring. Jamal Murray, step back 3 at 21 and 5 assists, and it's a 1-point game at the half. Third quarter. Dinwiddie. You know what? If I can invest in that coin thing he's trying to make happen, I think I'm in.
You're investing in him. Yeah, he's gonna make a lot of coin.
Yes, he's making a lot of coin. He's trying to sell some coins. Hasn't worked out yet.
Well, I may buy some too.
Dinwiddie to the rim.
Against a great defensive team, Denver can really defend. Denver's problem is they're having a hard time scoring the ball. Not enough of this. I just got to keep on pushing the ball and attacking it.
Jeremy Grant, he hit 15, knocked down 5 threes. Here's Jokic, goes to the reverse. Always got something fun from Jokic when he's out there. Dinwiddie to the rim again. They outscored the Nuggets 66 to 22 in the paint. That's hard to do.
Yes. The 22 in the paint is not a lot. And there's a
Kenny Atkinson.
Big smile.
Feeling good.
Why not? The team has been good. They keep winning. 105-102 is the final in this one. The Nuggets have now lost 4 of 5. And the Nets are 9 and 3 since Kyrie Irving went down with that shoulder injury. No clear-cut timeline for when he's going to return. They're saying he may be able to practice in the next week or 2.
When is he eligible for trading?
This week.
This week?
This week, yeah.
Huh.
The 15th.
That'd be Kyrie.
Kyrie is eligible to be traded this week.
They're 9 and 3 without him?
Yeah, 9 and 3 without him. I'm not saying it's happening.
No, I'm asking.
And they're being pretty vague and not really pushing him to come back.
No, absolutely not. Why would they?
He may practice next week or the week after.
This is Dinwiddie's 10th 20-point game in those 12 games since he's been a starter for Irving, and here he was after the game.
Good old-fashioned slugfest, 18 lead changes. How big is this win? That's a talented Denver team.
It's big time. Obviously, you want to protect home court. These tough games, especially with our stars out, they're of even more importance. And so we band together and got to win.
We'll talk about the clutch offensive plays in a moment, but defensively, how has this team grown on the defensive side of the ball where you can get clutch stops like you did tonight?
It's been huge. Like we talked about a couple times, as long as we hold a team near 100 points, that's our goal. We feel like we can create enough offense, even without those guys, to win. But we know if we get into a all-out shootout, 120, 130, we may not be potent enough to get that one. So.
What's going through your mind on those big offensive possessions, though? 2 go-ahead layups in the closing moments of this game.
Today specifically, I was just saying happy birthday, Taylor, my little brother. I want to get a couple buckets on his birthday. December 8th is a big day for my family, and that's all I was thinking about, really.
Spencer Dinwiddie, Colorado guy. Loving that. A lot of folks back home watching him as he takes it to the Nuggets. What has gotten into this team in Kyrie Irving's absence? 9 and 3, and not to make it about Kyrie, but you sign a superstar player and he's injured. You expect to get worse, not better.
Well, you said they were trading him, so you started this rumor. So I just I wanted. That's Matt Weiner. Okay? Matt Weiner. But anyways, they're playing like they did last year. They're moving the ball. They're cutting. They're passing. I thought last year this team played with just a sense of purpose. Every night they went out and they competed and they overachieved. I think they're back to that, Brian. And I just watch them play, and there's a freedom of ball movement, there's a freedom of body movement, and they just look like they're just hooping, which is fun to watch.
Yeah, they have guys on their team that have a hard hat mentality. We talked about Spencer taking advantage of Kyrie's absence. It was much the same thing last year. D'Angelo Russell was the all-star for that team, but Spencer Dinwiddie, Russell missed a lot of games with injuries last year. Spencer Dinwiddie came into his own, and they rewarded him actually with a contract last year before they gave D'Angelo Russell a contract. So what he's doing is really no surprise. But the rest of the guys are, playing their role to a T. And we're joking about Kyrie, and obviously he's a guy that demands the ball a lot, and at the end of the shot clock situation, probably one of the best guys to have the ball in his hand.
Great 9-1-1 player, right?
Yeah. Exactly. But right now, the way they're playing and everybody's comfortable, and like I said, they have something to prove. And, all the talk was about Kyrie and about Kevin Durant coming to join this team, and neither one of them are out there right now, and the guys are showing that we're still a team without them.
They're top 10 in the league in assist percentage since Kyrie has been on the shelf. What can he take away as he's watching his teammates and the way they're playing right now for when he returns?
Well, to try not to do too much when he does come back, see what they're doing and what's working for them, and then just kind of make himself fit in with them instead of them having to fit into him when he comes back. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. And then obviously give more maybe on the defensive end. We know he's a great offensive player, but defensively this team has been better when Kyrie has been out as well.
Well, you know why you have a ton of 9-1-1 shots? Because you don't do anything in the first 20 seconds of the shot clock. So, I mean, good Lord, if you do something in the first 20 seconds, there's no need to call 911. How often do you call 911, Matt? Every day?
I don't think I've ever called them.
Okay, well, there you go. So that you shouldn't be calling them every single possession. Push the ball up, and every time someone says, he's a great late clock guy, that just happens by accident once or twice. It shouldn't happen it shouldn't happen consistently throughout. So they're just moving. I said there's a freedom of movement by watching them. Now, conversely, are we going to talk about Denver at some point?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That's going to be my next question.
All right, well, good. I'll just.
Are you going to let me ask it, or are you just going to?
No, you already talked about trading Kyrie and started that rumor that way. But, then conversely, look at Denver. They're the slowest team in the league at pace. Defensively, they're elite. They're great defensively. They just have I watch them offensively. I think, what happened to this team that had that, Brian, last year? It was ball movement, body movement, Jokic getting triple doubles, 10, 12 assists. There was all kinds of stuff going on. What has happened?
Well, Jokic had a good game tonight, but we talked about early on in the season when they first started, he looked really out of shape.
Yeah, he was fat.
And so maybe that could be a reason why their pace is slowed down. But I also think that Mike Malone is searching for his rotation and that lineup that's going to click and get it going for him. He started out the season. Torrey Craig was starting. Right. He's not playing at all. Malik Beasley was out of the mix. Now he's playing. Herman Gomez wasn't playing at all. Now he's playing. So I think he's searching, and within that and the slow pace, it's got this team kind of stagnant now and trying to find their identity offensively.
No, because when you're the top defensive team in the league, you usually just can run off your defense. You can do a lot of stuff, but they're not doing that. So it's a different looking team to me in Denver, and it has been all year long. Like even starting the year out, they were one of the teams I picked to really do well because they brought everybody back. They ended up last year really on a high note. So I thought, boy, they're going to hit the ground running, and they haven't.
The pace thing is fascinating because for the entirety of their existence in Denver, this was like the thing you were going to do. It was kind of a given because of the altitude. You're going to play really fast and wear out opponents at home, and they do the exact opposite in Denver right now.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense with that altitude because that's a real deal. And I know that when George was there, Carl, man, they just would sprint up and down the floor, and teams would be their tongues would be hanging by
Doug Moe back in the 80s, and Paul Westhead and everybody else who's been there. All right, more coming up here on Game Time. The Blazers are back at work tonight in Portland. We'll get some perspective on Carmelo's time in the Great Northwest when we come back. Stick with us here on a Sunday night.